EliteBlackWrestling, King P checking in. You know what it is, the road to WrestleMania is going down. Philadelphia, WrestleMania 40. Biggest WrestleMania of all time. Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, final boss The Rock versus Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins. This is going to be epic. Night one coming up tomorrow. About to check in with the boys later on. We're going to get some night one predictions from Manny the Wrestling Guru. I'm going to go Facebook Live. Tap in with my peoples that watch wrestling and is really, about this wrestling business the way that we are. See what they think about night one and what's going to happen. We did the Squared Circle Expo 4 last weekend. So it's been wrestling for the last 7 days, easy, non-stop. Because the expo started Friday, Good Friday. And now here we are on this Good Friday, not the actual Good Friday holiday, but it's a nice day. It's a nice day. It's supposed to freeze tonight here in Kentucky, but it's a nice day. So this Good Friday, we got the SmackDown before WrestleMania. And then tomorrow, we got WrestleMania Night 1. Sunday, we got WrestleMania Night 2. So this is really, I think, going to be one of my favorite WrestleManias of all time. I got the feeling. I just got that feeling like, or at least in the modern era, because I've been watching WrestleMania for a long time, you feel me? And any of my peoples, my older heads that's been watching WrestleMania, y'all gonna agree, like, WrestleMania used to be so lit, It's always the biggest party in the wrestling business, and at least in my opinion. SummerSlam is the biggest party of the summer, but WrestleMania is by far the biggest party of the year, period. I don't care what season it is. WrestleMania is the biggest party of wrestling of the year. Vince McMahon was sure to make sure that this is the biggest weekend in wrestling. So we got Seth and Drew cooking. We got, let's see, who else is cooking? We got Roman versus Cody, the night 2. We've got Rhea Ripley. I mean, we got all kinds of the card. Main event Jay versus No Yeet Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? Like, the card stacked. We got Paul Heyman being inducted into the Hall of Fame by none other than the Tribal Chief. We got Pat McAfee announcing. We got Samantha Irvin on deck. We got Ricochet. We got Judgment Day. The tag team titles is on the line. I mean, it's a lot going on this WrestleMania, man. This is going to be one of the littest WrestleManias I feel like in a long time. Not just because of The Rock. Even though, he wants to take credit for the whole thing. He did change the culture again, though, because, I was already kind of interested in the Bloodline story, because I wasn't at first. I'm not a Bloodline fan as far as straight up originally, but, it's done grew on me. It's definitely grew on me. And I've been asking everybody, you think Roman's going to keep the belt, or you think Cody's going to go ahead and grab it finally? And it's been pretty much a split decision. Like, most people I've asked, half of them said Cody's going to get it, and the other half said Roman's going to get it, keep it, so we're going to see. I personally think Roman keeps it, which is wild, because everybody said if Cody's going to win the belt, it's got to be Sunday. If he's going to win it at all, it's got to be Sunday. I disagree. I think Cody's story is the story. I think Cody finishing the story is the story. I don't think he gets to finish the story, because let's say he finishes the story, now what? Now what are we going to do? We're going to watch Cody versus CM Punk whenever Punk's cleared. Is that what we're going to build up to? I mean, you know, you could, but why? Why are they? I mean, other than having the WWE Championship, why would they be fighting? You know, what's the backstory? You could do an AEW, you know, backstory, some kind of beef that they had at AEW. I don't know, man. I just don't know what you would be tuned in every week to watch Cody do after he has the belt. Like, you go, okay, Cody wins, cool, he's the champion, cool, he finished the story, cool, okay. Two months from now, what is Cody doing? Fighting LA Knight? You know what I mean? Like, you built up Cody so much, he beat Seth 3 times already. Seth is the only person that's probably got a winning record on Roman. So Cody has to be, you know, the guy. But if it's the same issue that you're having with Roman. So a lot of people don't like the fact that Roman takes off. Well, my issue is, okay, I do like a fighting champion, but this dude's done fought everybody. There's nobody left. Like Roman said it before, there's no one left. There is no one left. He's done beat everybody. There's nobody. Now you're doing like Roman versus Drew again. Roman versus LA Knight again. Roman versus, I mean, like, are we going to keep doing that? That's the only reason why I see that they could possibly go ahead and give Cody the belt, because Roman's done fought everybody in the current roster for him to fight. Other than CM Punk, you could do something serious with Roman versus CM Punk. I think you keep the belt on Roman and have him build up a feud with CM Punk. Have Punk build up a feud with Cody. Have it be a triple threat. You know, you might even throw a little Randy Orton in there and have it a fatal 4-way and just strap the belt on whoever. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't want to see that happen soon. I would want to see that happen a little bit later on. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that it's a better story if Roman keeps the belt for right now, because I don't see a good exit strategy. And it's just me. I'm just a fan, so I'm not, you know, I'm not Manny the wrestling guru. I can't predict the matches and who's going to win them all like he does. I can just tell you from a fan standpoint, really not even from a fan standpoint. I can only tell you from my standpoint what I think about it. And I just don't want to see Roman every Monday fighting somebody, you know, because now you got him in there with Ivar, Escobar, Santos Escobar. Like, who do y'all want to see Roman fight every week? You know, everybody compares his title reign to Bruno or Bob Backlund or Hulk Hogan and how many title defenses they had versus Roman Reigns. Bro, it's a different time period. That's why those wrestlers are in such bad shape, because they had to wrestle 300 nights out of the year. Like, you know, there's no need to have people wrestling, because you got to understand, we as fans, especially the casual fan, you're just watching Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown and then whatever pay-per-view is coming up. These people are on the road doing house shows, you know, damn near every day. So you're telling me that you want Roman Reigns to be fighting Sami Zayn Monday Night Raw, and then Kevin Owens on SmackDown, and then Drew McIntyre on Monday night, and then Rey Mysterio on SmackDown, and then, like, dog, no way y'all want no way y'all want the Tribal Chief to wrestle every week or even twice a week somebody on a mid-card. Not saying Rey Mysterio can't beat Roman. Not saying Sami Zayn can't beat Roman. Not saying Drew McIntyre. I'm not saying anybody can't beat Roman, because anybody can beat anybody on a given day. And I'm not even the biggest Roman fan. I'm just saying the way they built up Roman and the way he used to run through everybody when he was face and the way he's ran through everybody as a heel, I just don't see the need to keep doing him versus those mid-card players. Not that the mid-card players aren't good. They serve their role. Ivar's okay. He's a pretty good wrestler. Chad Gable's good. I don't want to see Roman and Chad Gable fight 3 times. Because in order for him to have the type of title defenses that Hogan and Bruno had, you're going to have Roman fight the same people 4 or 5 times, you know. Unless you're going to go get Samoa Joe for one weekend and have him fight, you know, or go get MJF for a weekend and have him fight. Now you're opening forbidden doors. I mean, it's a whole lot. But to see him fighting the same roster, there's just no need to do it like they used to do it back in the day. That's my whole thing with the whole title defenses and the Tribal Chiefs run as champion and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Like, you know, it's cool. And I do like I said, I do like to see a fighting champion, but to have him on Monday Night Raw the same way that Seth is on Monday Night Raw, to have Roman on SmackDown the same way that Seth is on Monday Night Raw, it's just not needed, you know. At least, like I said, my opinion. So I want to know from y'all, who do y'all think is gonna carry WWE for the next 3 years? Who do y'all think is going to carry WWE for the next 3 years? I want you to leave a comment and tell me who y'all think. Because I really don't know at this point. I would like to see Gunther get his shot. I think that's the direction that they'll eventually go in, is him. Because they've built him up pretty good too. So Gunther, Imperium, they should be getting their shine here pretty soon. I'm waiting to see what Solo does, because I'm a person who, I appreciate literature and writing and storytelling and all that stuff. So there's no way you're gonna tell me that Solo Sikoa, his name is Solo, but he's been with a clique the whole time. There's eventually got to be a shift there, because I just don't believe that they would have named him Solo and then had him be clicked up the whole time. He's got to go on his own at some point and really be Solo. Like, if you think about the names of the wrestlers, or just any kind of literature really, a lot of the times the names are puns or they're play on words or whatever the case. Like, I've known for a long time that Roman was going to keep the belt for a long time, simply because the nigga's name is Roman Reigns. It's a play on word. Roman Reigns. Like, Roman's going to reigns. His reign. Roman Reigns. So that's why I've always thought that Roman's going to have the belt for a long time. Now, would I have predicted that he kept the belt this long? Not necessarily. But last WrestleMania, I should have bet the house that he was going to win the belt, because there's no way, especially with that time with Vince McMahon still, you know, having some pull, there's no way that WWE is going to take, what's this been, like 6 years of Roman Reigns? 7? I don't know how long it's been. Hell, we're close to 10 years, because the Shield is about 10 years old. So you've been building up Roman Reigns for close to 10 years, right? Now he's your tribal chief. He's been the champion for 3 years. You know, there's no way they're going to let somebody, even if it is somebody who used to be in WWE, there's no way they're going to let somebody go from WWE to AEW, talk shit about WWE, and then come back to WWE and beat Roman after you just spent the last 5, 6, 7 years building him up. Like, that doesn't make sense, and not a real company would never do that. That was the reason why, in my opinion, WCW didn't last. So I come up in the 90s. WCW, contrary to popular belief, at one point had a better product than WWE. And I'm not talking about just the NWO, the 90, 97. I'm not talking about just that. I'm talking about early 90s. Like, you could argue that WCW in 92, 93, 94 is better than WWF in 92, 93, 94. You can argue that for sure, as far as complete product. They've always had a lot better wrestlers and a little bit less gimmicks than WWF. The problem with WCW, to me, was always their, I don't know, man. It's like the type of wrestlers they had or, you know, I can't really explain it. It was like low budget wrestling versus WWF has always seemed like a better produced product. WCW just seemed like a little bit low budget compared to WWF, even back in the day. But wrestling wise and wrestler wise, roster, WCW's never been a slouch to any of the promotions. But the problem with WCW was when you got the NWO angle and what took over WCW, when Kevin Nash or Diesel and Scott Hall or Razor Ramon jumped from WWF to WCW, they had those two dudes pretty much run through everybody in WCW. So if you're going to tell me that two WWF guys can come over and run through your whole company, then I think that the other company where them guys come from is probably better than your company, because there should be no reason why only two dudes from one company come over and run through your whole clique. Like, pretty much everybody outside of Sting caught the business from NWO, and even he had a battle with him, but you know, everybody else caught the business from Hogan. And Hogan when he got there too. So Hogan, Nash, and Hall, you got three ex-WWE guys taking over a whole company. It just doesn't look good for the product of WCW. You know what I mean? Because if you've been building up your company with a Sting and a Hogan and a Flair and, you know, all these guys, La Parka, hell, even Raven or you know, Polo, whatever you want to call him, Johnny Polo, even Raven in his little stint in the 90s, he had a nice little run with his clique. But for you to build up those guys like that, DDPs and all these people, and then have two guys from WWF just come through and take over, it's not a good look, man. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. So, you know, as far as from a consumer standpoint, you're telling me that the two dudes from WWF are better than your whole company? I'll just watch WWF then and see what else they got, because they obviously know what's going on. And that's the same way I felt, not to be too long or too long-winded about this, but that's the same way I felt about Cody Rhodes. Like, Cody was mid-card when he left WWE. And he goes and does his thing. You know, he did his thing. You can't deny Cody did his thing when he left WWE. But for him to come back and beat Seth 3 times in a row was already like, okay, bro, like, you're gonna do that to us, you're gonna force him down our throats, okay. But to have him beat Seth 3 times in a row and to have him beat Roman the first time at WrestleMania, it'd be too much, bro. It'd be too much, and I probably wouldn't even be still watching, to be honest, because the reason why I started watching wrestling again was Bray Wyatt anyway. You feel me? Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family was the reason why I started watching wrestling again. So there's only so much of the forcing down the throat pause that niggas can take, because you force Roman on us. First off, you forced Cena on us, and that ran for 10-15 years, and then you force Roman on us. Now you're forcing Cody on us. So to have Cody win year one at WrestleMania would have been nuts. I mean, it wouldn't have been realistic at all. You know what I'm saying? As far as for the product, from a consumer standpoint, that's how I'm looking at it. But yeah, y'all let me know, man. Who y'all think is going to take over the company for the next 3 years? Let me know in the comments, and let me know about your predictions for night 1 on WrestleMania, because it's coming up. Shout out to Squared Circle Expo. They put on another great show. If you're a wrestling fan and you're in the Midwest, Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, anywhere in the area, West Virginia, man, take time out of your day. Get on Facebook, add Squared Circle Expo, and make sure that you can attend next year's event, because as far as wrestling goes, like my boy said, Manny the Wrestling Guru, he said it's a wrestling fan's paradise. It's heaven to a wrestling fan. I'm talking about old wrestlers, new wrestlers, a wrestling show, autographs, Q&A panels, merchandise. I mean, anything. If you want to get signed up to go to wrestling school, this is the event that you want to come to. If you are a true wrestling fan and you like to be in that culture, some of y'all ain't really been in that culture. Y'all don't go to the shows. Y'all just watch it on TV, and that's cool. This might not be for you. But if you like to be in your face, you know, when you go to the wrestling show, you like to sit as close as you can, despite how much the tickets cost, you're going to love this, because these tickets ain't even expensive. We're talking about $28 to get you in for the day. You know what I'm saying? You can go in there and meet your favorite celebrity and autograph and picture it up with them and be back at home, you know, later on that night if you want to. Or if you a veteran of Squared Circle Expo like myself, we do the whole weekend. We do the Friday and the Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about what you can do. If you work, your schedule, family, you know, bring them with you, because I'm telling you now, I seen 80-year-old men, I seen 8-month-old babies. It does not matter the age, the sex, the color, the creed. It does not matter. If you are a wrestling fan, you will enjoy the Squared Circle Expo. I promise you. I promise you. But yeah, man, this is the kickoff to WrestleMania. Elite Black Wrestling. Be on the lookout. Follow us on TikTok at Elite Black Wrestling. Like and subscribe on YouTube at Elite Black Wrestling. Catch us on Facebook at Elite Black Wrestling. And just stay tuned, man, because if you're a wrestling fan, I promise you, and it don't matter what color you are, we just call it Elite Black Wrestling because it don't matter about the color. If you're ready to get in the ring with the true, with the real, you know where to find us at Elite Black Wrestling. WrestleMania 40 weekend. Let's go, baby.